Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something a bit heavier, the top 10 bloodiest wars in history. I'm talking about conflicts that changed the world and cost millions of lives. Some of these are shocking, and you won't believe the staggering numbers involved. But before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss any of my history deep. War is one of humanity's darkest chapters, but learning about these events is important for understanding the past and how we can avoid such horrors in the future. So, without further ado, let's begin our countdown of the top 10 bloodiest wars in history, ranked from least to most casualties. Number 10. The Napoleonic Wars. At number 10, we have the Napoleonic Wars. These wars were a series of conflicts involving Napoleon Bonaparte's French Empire and various European coalitions. The total number of casualties is estimated to be about 5 to 6 million people. Napoleon's conquests left destruction in their wake, with millions of soldiers and civilians alike falling victim to battles, famine, and disease. Number 9. The Korean. Next up at number 9, we have the Korean War, a brutal conflict between North and South Korea, which became a proxy war between the United States and China. From 1950 to 1953, an estimated 5 to 3 million people lost their lives. The war ended in an armistice, but it left a divided Korea, with consequences still felt in the region to this day. Number 8. World War I. At number 8, we have World War I, also known as the Great War. This global conflict caused an estimated death toll of about 15 to 20 million people, including both military personnel and civilians. The war was infamous for its trench warfare, where soldiers lived in hellish conditions. Along with the battles, famine and disease claimed millions of lives, while the war reshaped the global order, eventually leading to World War II. Number 7. The Taiping Rebellion. Next, we have the Taiping Rebellion, a massive civil war in China from 1850 to 1864. Led by the Taiping Heavenly Kingdom, the rebellion resulted in an estimated 20 to 30 million deaths. Despite its initial success, the rebellion ultimately devastated China, causing widespread famine, destruction, and loss of life. Number 6. The Chinese Civil War. At number 6, we have the Chinese Civil War, which lasted from 1927 to 1949. Though it was primarily a conflict between the nationalists and communists, it also included the larger backdrop of the Second Sino-Japanese War. Casualty estimates range from 8 million to 22 million people. The war ended with the victory of the Communist Party, leading to the establishment of the People's Republic of China, shaping the country's political landscape for decades. Number 5. The Anlushan Rebellion. At number 5, we have the Anlushan Rebellion, which occurred between 755 and 763 in China. The rebellion resulted in a staggering death toll of around 13 to 36 million people. Although the rebellion was eventually suppressed, it had lasting consequences for the Tang dynasty, weakening its power and causing significant upheaval. Number 4. World War II, the Eastern Front. Coming in at number 4 is the Eastern Front of World War II, fought primarily between Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union from 1941 to 1945. This part of the war saw about 25 million casualties. From the brutal siege of Leningrad to the fierce Battle of Stalingrad, the Eastern Front was one of the most devastating theaters of war in history, and its impact on the Soviet Union and Europe was enormous. Number 3. The Russian Civil War. At number 3, we have the Russian Civil War from 1917 to 1923, which resulted in an estimated 7 to 12 million deaths, largely due to fighting, famine, and disease. Although it was a civil war, its impact on the global political landscape was profound, leading to the rise of the Soviet Union and influencing global politics for much of the 20th century. Number 2. World War II, the Holocaust. Coming in at number 2, we have the Holocaust, which took place during World War II from 1941 to 1945. The Nazis under Adolf Hitler murdered around 6 million Jews, along with millions of other minorities and political opponents, bringing the total casualties of this horrific genocide to about 11 million people. The Holocaust remains one of the most tragic and brutal events in human history, reminding us of the dangers of unchecked power and hatred. Number 1. World War II. And finally, at number 1, we have World War II. This war lasted from 1939 to 1945 and is, by far, the deadliest conflict in human history, with a total estimated death toll of about 70 to 85 million people. From the devastation of cities in Europe to the brutal Pacific theater, World War II fundamentally changed the world, leading to the creation of the United Nations, the beginning of the Cold War, and major shifts in the global power. So there you have it, folks, the top 10 bloodiest wars in history, ranked by casualties. These wars left deep scars in the world's history, and we can only hope that humanity learns from them. If you found this video insightful, please like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which war you think had the biggest impact on history. Until next time, stay safe, and remember, history is not just about the past, but about learning from it to build a better future.